Welcome, episode 9 of the David Daily. I'm very excited today to share with you some new features in our new show. Every day we're coming to you live, coming to you strong, and appreciating everything that's going on these days in the big world that we live in. And none other than the day that we all wanted to think about, which is December 9th. And today we've got a lot of great news coming up for you. And one of the biggest things we've been tracking has actually been this brand new Warner Brothers deal, and I have a media clip to play for you today. Let's just see if this one can load up right now.
Now, Paramount says its deal would go straight to shareholders for $30 a share. Warner Brothers' Discovery deal with Netflix would value the company at roughly $28 per share. That deal is up in the air, though, as President Donald Trump said it, quote, could be a problem due to the combined market share. It's unclear how Paramount could get around that issue, as they also own the streaming service, Paramount Plus.
Yeah, such an interesting aspect if we think about the current news for today. So basically what's happening is we've got Paramount Plus, who is coming in and saying, yeah, we actually want to acquire the Warner Brothers studio, which is responsible for some of our favorite films. And as a result, Warner Brothers is actually getting a higher offer in this kind of like hostile takeover situation, where it's just so interesting that that's going on, to see that we've got the Warner Brothers focus on a very, very interesting aspect of the news. Now, we also have another media asset that's loading up here to talk about this winter storm that is coming in. Go ahead and watch it over to our meteorologist.
Hi, David. It's been about 7 years since we've been this cold this early, at least here in New York. And by tomorrow morning, the wind chills will drop to 10. It's already 14, so it's pretty similar to what you're feeling out the door now. But with that fresh 3.5+ inches of snow in Roanoke, for example, it'll be 15 walking out the door. 8 below zero, the wind chill tomorrow morning in Burlington, Vermont. Let's talk about the other big headline that's on the map, and that is the Pacific Northwest. This is a very La Nina pattern, where the west is warm, the east, especially the Northeast and Great Lakes, are cold. Well, there is the warmth with the moisture, that fire hose bringing more than a half foot for some people from the Olympics through Cascades. We're watching that, Eugene, Portland, and Seattle. Then move to the wind. Big time wind gusts, 60 to 85 miles per hour from North Dakota, parts of Montana, down into the Rockies. And it will come with snow and blowing snow tomorrow night between Minneapolis and Duluth over to Green Bay. Eventually that system keeps moving east. It'll make it to Pennsylvania and New York by Wednesday. A mix or mostly rain at the coast.
Thank you very much for the news. That was great. So we have a wonderful, awesome show here, the AI Quantum Business Leadership News for December 9th, 2025 on the Daily David. That's right, it's episode 9. And what I love about this show is that we've got news from all over the globe. And today you saw a couple of clips that we showcased there, which is awesome. So Australia is actually readying its nationwide social media ban for under 16-year-olds and rising AI access concerns. So what Australia has done, this is really fascinating, it's quite interesting. They have banned social media for anyone under 16 years old. I really appreciate this protection that they're giving to, first of all, kids and minors, because that is often an issue with the ethics of should kids even be on social media. So if you're a parent or you're watching live and this is maybe the first time you've seen the show, would love to see where you're tuning in from. Go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section here. If you're watching this live later, really appreciate you. But what's so interesting about this Ruder Health article is that we actually see that Australia is lighting things up and showing up in a way that maybe most people haven't shown up before. And that's by saying that, hey, yeah, actually, we do care about our kids, and this social media is going to take into effect right away. And in fact, we see that there's lots of other news kind of in the news right here, which is pretty fantastic. So that's the news segment aspect piece there. And then, of course, we've got some other news segments, which is basically saying that there is a study finding that AI models are generating anti-Semitic content in 44% of tested prompts. Now, that's super interesting. I'm not sure where that news bit is coming from. I don't know that LinkedIn is kind of all over this sort of a thing. We just want to make sure that we're thinking about the way that news is showing up on LinkedIn as well as on other major platforms. So if you're watching this for the first time, welcome to the David Daily Show. I'm just so incredible to have you here. It looks like we've got some viewers over on the TikTok Live, and we've also got some folks on the Instagram as well, which is so great. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who's watching and tuning into this daily live show, which is bringing you news, latest and greatest to you first, and sharing these topics with you as they come and as they go. So my name's David Goecke. If we haven't met, please give me a like, a subscribe, a follow, and we'll jump right over into our quantum news topics. So on the quantum news topics, we've got a couple here at the top of our news ticker here. So you can see that scrolling across the bottom of your screen. We're following quantum news regularly. And soon, before you know it, guess what? We will actually have multiple guest speakers on this show. They'll be sharing their perspective on all things quantum, as well as, guess what? You named it, the opportunity to be a thought leader in the quantum space. And in fact, we have a new guest booking form at the Daily David. That's right. Our website is, thedaviddaily.com. And we are building that out as we speak. So if that's something that you're interested in, if that's something that you really want to be a part of, then guess what? I would invite you to go ahead and go to our guest booking show. You can see that right here. It is an opportunity for you to get heavily involved with the show here. You can see the David Daily is a weekday show, a live show every single day, every week. And we'd love to invite you to join in on the David Daily Live, which you can actually book here, select a day and a time, and we'll get you on the show. So thank you for checking that out. Now, my next little bit of quantum update news is coming from our quantum ticker below, which you can see. And I thought it was super interesting that Quantum Source is actually releasing new engineering report on fault-tolerant qubit paths. So we've been thinking a little bit about what this actually means in quantum, and more specifically, thinking about, okay, what does qubit fault tolerance even actually mean? And so it's pretty interesting that there is a lot of news going on in the world around this, and we know that error handling in quantum is very important. Honestly, at the end of the day, I don't know a ton about what I'm talking about when it comes to quantum, which is why we have this show in the first place, so we can build more of a competency in that, not only for you, but for us as well, so we can build that up. And then also, we know that the Federal Reserve is actually eyeing rate cuts, believe it or not. So we actually know that there will most likely be a rate cut later this year. It's very interesting. And so maybe even Jerome Powell is going to secure a quarter point rate cut, which basically means that it'll be easier to buy homes and it'll be easier to get car loans and that sort of a thing. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I did see that Jerome Powell is, again, on the news. This is Mr. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, which is what kind of figures out what is going on in the world. We could see we've got some LinkedIn stuff here going on. But with that being said, we are going to switch over to our AI and faith topics for December 9th. By the way, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you all. Looks like we've got Mari, SK Editor, Vale. We've got all sorts of people in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. And I'm going to share the final focus, which is our AI and faith segment. So this is one of my favorite segments of the show. It's when we get to focus on AI and technology news. It's so interesting that there is now a Bible Pray AI subscription. You may have seen that. It is pretty awesome for personalized faith growth and scripture engagement. Then we also have the United Kingdom Methodist Church, which rolled out a You Are a Gift outdoor Advent campaign to boost community generosity. One thing that we love about our faith followers and those who are of a faith point of view is that there's lots of generosity. And then we also know that there's a new dean of Winchester appointed following leadership review at Exeter Cathedral. And an African Catholic school roundup where 100 school children released hundreds of Christian groups call to action. And actually, I see that it looks like there were some things going on there in our news ticker where it says actually 100 school children were abducted. So hopefully the Catholic school will be able to find those in Africa. So if you're a prayer person, please be praying for some of those children that were kidnapped. And at least 303 school children were actually in the state of Niger. So we're actually praying for our Christian brothers and sisters in Niger as well. We know that sometimes news can be depressing, sometimes it can be sad, and we're very thankful that you are here for it as well. Finally, we are moving on to our segment called Beyond the Bag, which is a personal favorite of mine. It is a segment of this show where we come in, we pick something out of the bag, and we actually share it with the world. So today, I'm going to grab in my bag, I'm going to pull out one of the things that I absolutely love for everywhere I travel. So I have this bag right here. Okay, this is a Herschel bag, and I really love this Herschel bag for many reasons. I'm a big fan of the Herschel brand. It's one of the finest quality bags on the market. If you don't have a Herschel bag, I would encourage you to go get one, try it out, check it out. And yeah, actually, so one of the things that I have in my bag is a set of colored pencils. And I also have a pair of chopsticks, which I showed you previously, but I wanted to pull out these two things. One is this notebook, which is my notebook, which says "Go Your Own Way," and I have this box of colored pencils. So on this Beyond the Bag segment, I'm telling you about this journal. If you don't have a writing practice, I would encourage you to get a writing practice. Build a habit of writing, of sharing your thoughts. It's a wonderful way to get your thoughts down on the paper. And then if you have a set of colored pencils, you can pull out the colored pencils sometime and actually color. And this is what I love about the colored pencils. As you can see, we have a wonderful set of colored pencils for everyone to see. If you love colored pencils, I'd encourage you to get some colored pencils. And then when you have a chance, actually get to a place of drawing, you can put those colored pencils to work. And so I'm going to share one little drawing that I made in my personal notebook here. I like to write and journal every day if I possibly can, and sometimes multiple times a day, multiple times a week, just sharing like thoughts that are on my mind and thoughts that are maybe prayer requests I have or business focus, or sometimes I'll put a little, I'll do a little collage in here where it's like more scrapbook style. But what I'm looking for right now is my little bit of artwork that I did more recently with my colored pencil. And what I did with the colored pencil is I came in here and drew. I like to draw and doodle. And so if I can actually find it in here, I think it's actually right here. And that's why I like colored pencils in my Beyond the Bag, because I can always color and create memories here, which actually have a lot of things in here. Okay, here. Oh, wow. Okay, I also like this calendar function where you can, because I have graph paper, I make my own calendar. So you can see I have definitely done the calendar bit. But I wanted to pull up this drawing, which I can't find it right now. It's definitely in here. It was a colored pencil mountain. And what I like about the colored pencil mountain was that, oh, here it is. The colored pencil mountain was something I did in colored pencil. So here is the colored pencil mountain. Look at that. Let's give a second. This is my Beyond the Bag segment for today. It is a colored pencil drawing. Absolutely love this. Hi, Peter. Good to see you on the live stream. Andre, we got lots of folks coming in, and this is my colored pencil drawing. And this is why I carry colored pencils with me, because I can always journal with my colored pencils. All right, that is our 10-minute segment for today. We're now 15 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next segment of our AI quantum business leadership news discussion on, you guessed it, the David Daily. All right, take care and have a good day. Bye.